Now, we were talking a second ago about first impressions, then second impressions, but also dating, profile photos yesterday or the day before. My team here took you to a bar in Austin, Texas, and you met two different couples that were going on a first date, and your job was to coach them both so they had success on that date. And on that first date, one member of the couple had an earpiece in so you could speak to them directly and give them advice on what they should do. We're going to play some videos for anyone that's able to watch, but you give me the context on what happened and what you observed.
I was shocked by these dates. I was shocked because every single person except one hid their true feelings, and that did not serve them. So we had the very first date, and they were very well matched, by the way. Like, I liked both of them. What was shocking about this date, though, is the female, Ashley, I could not tell if she liked him. I literally had no idea. And I was in her ear. So I was whispering in her ear things to say and to ask. I was giving her all the warmth because she looked very cold. You would never have known she was into this guy. You would not have known. She said, oh yeah, I'm really physically attracted to him. I was like, what? You didn't act attracted at all. And her questions were all very fact-based. What I wanted her to do is bring in more warmth. So we can watch it if you want.
Let's watch him.
See?
Are you ready to meet your lady? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is gonna be your opening line? We gotta prepare a conversation starters because we can't do a
Really?
how are ya? How are ya? We can't do that.
I mean, what if I started with a who are you?
Okay, that breaks the script. I like it.
That's like, what the
Can I give you another one though? Can you consider
Yeah.
what's been good? And remember, this could also, the same tip, if you were to see someone in a grocery store, someone in the park,
Right, right.
it's like, what's the opener when it's cold?
Right,
Right? So like, I don't like a how are ya? I don't like a what's up, doc.
Yeah, weather's great, right?
No,
I know.
No, so like what's been good or like what feels good to you? If you see something you like about her, feel free to authentically compliment. Right?
Yeah.
If you're like, oh my gosh, you look beautiful. You know, like that's a good one. So I think you can ask like, what's the goal you're working on? Like cash, still a little good. And then they'll say, I mean, you think you're gonna be in Austin forever? That's a very
Right.
casual way of being like, what's your 5-year plan? My goal is a little bit of depth. I know you can make friends with anyone, but I want you to see if there's like an actual connection there.
Okay.
Okay, and then to see if you want to connect with her, I want you to ask her out at the end of the date. Yeah?
So what did you observe there when you watch it back?
Okay, so do you see he got nervous?
Yeah, his body language, he was,
Oh, because I knew it's easy for him to make friends with anyone. And very likable men sometimes have really a hard time getting serious relationships because they're so likable, they can make friends with everyone. They get confused about where the depth is.
Is that a bit of a defense mechanism as well?
It's a defense mechanism, and it's also what he's good at. We want to do what we're good at, which is, making chit chat. And a lot of people do this on dates. They'll be like, where are you from in Austin? No, that's the wrong question. What you ask is, what are your favorite secret spots in Austin? What do you love about Austin? What are the most underrated restaurants in Austin? That is breaking the script. And that happened to them on this date. There was a good 5 or 10 minutes of boring fluff because they were on that. And I was like, get to the deeper questions. So when you're asking these questions, to prepare ahead of time, what's the most underrated thing? What's your favorite thing that would have been better? But he got very nervous when I challenged him on depth.
So the next video is them meeting. Feel free to pause it if there's anything pertinent or anything interesting you want to show me.
What's your favorite spot to go to around here then?
To be honest, I don't go out very much.
Okay, nice. What do you do?
Okay.
If someone said that to me, I'd assume they weren't interested in me.
Exactly right. Okay, so this is called dream killing in conversation. When someone asks you a question and you shut it down by saying, I don't do that, I don't like that, I don't want that, with nothing else left, like she just stopped, to be honest, I don't really go out that much. And he said to me afterwards, that's the thing I'm most nervous about, is that she sort of shut that down. So when you don't like something, don't dream kill the conversation. A better way to answer that would be, you know what? I do love to be in my jams at home on the couch watching Netflix, but for the right occasion, I can get out and party sometimes. That would have been a better way to answer that question because it's a little bit playful and it's not totally dream killing his charisma. And watch this, she's gonna act like she's not interested at all, but she's actually very attracted to him. She said that to me.
Work. A lot.
Okay.
Tell him something you love. Tell him something you love.
What do I love? What do I
love?
what do I love? What I
Yeah.
love to do? Work out, be outside, be active.
Yeah, these are waters.
Oh,
That was
okay.
the-
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what this is.
if you'd like one.
Always do a cheers. Cheers, Steven.
Jeez.
Cheers. Cheers.
What does that do?
Okay, cheers. It immediately warmed her up. She was very, very stiff in this. And I was like, I said to her in her ear, by the way, he did not know, poor Kendrick, he still doesn't know that we never told him. I never told him.
Okay.
Surprise. He didn't know that I was in her ear whispering. She was so stiff, I said, tell him what you love. Because I was trying to get her to show any kind of warmth or excitement at all. Because she was so stiff. And then she was like, what do I love? I work out.
I just can't believe that she actually liked him.
Yes.
Because everything about her is giving, I can't wait to leave.
This is why we're having a baby crisis, is because we're afraid to show that we like someone. She was physically attracted to him and into him. You would never know it. I was the one saying, cheers him, say what you love, ask him about his family. And so I think that this is a crisis because we think we're being obvious, but we are not being obvious. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. I was just sitting here like, this is a Tuesday, which is crazy. How long have you been in Austin?
2 years.
Okay. What? No, that's great.
Right? Like that's why that didn't work. You just heard it. That's what I don't want you to do on a date. It's a conversational dead end. No numbers questions unless you are absolutely desperate for conversation. You're willing to ask a follow-up. But it was like, how about you? Horrible.
How long you been in Austin? She went 4 years. And then there was a gap. She had no intent at all of asking a follow-up question.
Right. No intent at all asking a follow-up question. And he didn't know what to do with it.
It's funny because when I watch this, I think he really likes her because he's leading the conversation and she's just hitting the ball back.
That's right. But actually, she was very into it. She just didn't know how to hit the ball back, right? So if you're going to be in conversation, you want to be a master communicator. By the way, there are drivers and passengers in conversation. This is what I'm researching right now. You actually don't want all drivers, right? Like you don't want two people asking all the questions, but you have to be a good passenger. But she should have said 2 years, but actually I feel like Austin has changed so much in the last 2 years. Have you noticed that? Have you been here for a long time? Like she should have added one more thing to not dream kill.
Like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm from Ohio,
Okay.
like the Akron area.
Okay.
So ask him, what do you love about Ohio?
Do you miss Ohio?
No,
No.
not really. I mean, I'll go back. My whole family's there, right?
Can I ask how old you are?
Guess.
Oh, okay.
Guess 30.
30?
Yeah.
Why did you say guest study?
Okay, so I was giving her a micro win. So remember, we're trying to gift dopamine, serotonin, and testosterone, very simplified. It was not going great, right? I was watching and this is like, oh my God, we're talking about Akron, Ohio. We're in trouble now, right? So he tried with her. So I knew if she guessed right, it would like make her feel good. And I needed her to feel good. So she would start driving. So she would start driving the conversation. So that's why I knew his age.
I'll be 31 in like a week. But
Okay. I know you're not
Does
supposed
that
to. Oh, wait. So you're an Aries.
yeah.
I'm an Aries too.
A Me Too moment.
They set this up on purpose. They literally did. Yeah.
Wait, so what day is your birthday?
April 1st.
Okay. Oh, I'm March 29th. What are you doing?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I think that's my mother's birthday.
What's her body language giving here?
Very closed.
Yeah.
And I'd never done this before. I wanted to say to her, open up, laugh more, touch your lips, touch your hair. There's a lot of things that women can do to show I am feeling physically attracted to you. But I was like, ooh, like I wasn't sure she was physically attracted. So here I am thinking, is she physically attracted? If she wanted to show him I'm into you, she could have touched her hair. She could have touched her lips. She could have touched the side of her face. All of those are gestures of like self-touch that show interest. But she didn't show any of that. She also was, see how little space she's taking up? Defeated body language, let's say. So very, very closed off. We are gonna be in trouble if we can't show that we like someone. I also want you to notice, as soon as they had the Me Too moment, the thread theory, they both warmed up.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Like once we get a Me Too moment, it's like so much faster to laugh more. She actually like literally physically relaxed.
Because I love dancing, and they like always have a DJ. It's more like clubby.
Do you
rap
love
music
dancing?
here.
Say, I love
I don't
dancing.
know if you.
I love dancing.
Yeah, I love throwing ass. That's what I.
She was gonna let that go. But I was trying to give her a thread. I love dancing, and also I'm trying to get her to say love. So a lot of the questions I were like, what do you love about Ohio? Do you love dancing? Like when you use more words like that, you're actually cueing for that. I think we talked about last time that when you use, like when they had people split up into Wall Street and community, people who were told they were playing the community game actually acted in a more communal way. When you use words like love and excitement and good and looking forward, you actually create those feelings. So on a date, you want to be using the words that you're trying to create, especially because she actually felt something. She liked him a lot.
But even beyond a date, right, in a professional context.
Yes, so then it would be like, let's have some wins. Like, what's good, right? You're trying to have efficiency and productivity and trust and collaboration. If you want to have a collaborative meeting, literally in your calendar, call it collaboration meeting. If you want to say hi team, every time you say team, you're priming for team, right? So those words really matter.
I'm kind of like a early bed kind of person.
Yeah, no, I love that. I'm not. I could
Like
be.
every night or just like the weekends?
I'm extremely extrovert, so it's like,
Okay.
absolutely, let's go. And then it's like, I'm so tired.
Yeah. I'm extroverted and introverted. Like once I'm out, like I'm probably not going home.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I also love my like alone time.
I'm learning.
Okay, so do you hear she's using vocal fry? When you use closed body language, it affects your voice. So vocal fry is when you're like, I love going out and I kind of love, right? So she started to go into a little bit of vocal fry here, which is not attractive. We do not like vocal fry.
Why is she doing that?
I think she's doing it because she's so closed. It's very hard to get good vocal power when you're that closed, right?
Okay.
So you can hear it here.
Yeah.
Wake up and it's next week.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Who did that?
But then it's like, I also love my like alone time.
I'm learning to love it more.
Yeah.
We can still go get a drink if you wanted, if you're not busy, or go another day after your birthday
Okay.
if you're interested.
We can do that after my birthday.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yeah.
He seemed to bottle it there. He said, we can go get a drink if you want to, if you're interested. Or we can go.
But it's because she didn't immediately be like,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, I got a little angry after this date.
Tell me you'd love to go out.
Yeah.
Just like.
No,
out.
I would love to go out when I get back. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's make it happen.
That's in about 45 days.
Because you're going to Europe.
Yeah, for 30 days.
Maybe
but-
something sooner?
Are
But-
you leaving like right on your birthday?
No, I'm leaving on the 21st, but that's in 10 days, and I haven't finished booking the whole entire trip.
Yeah, and
So-
you gotta run those numbers.
Yeah.
She rejected him.
I was real mad after this date because I asked her, are you attracted to him? Yes. Did you like him? Yes. Did you have fun? Yes. Would you like to go out with him again? I'm real busy. I was like, girl, we handed this guy to you on a silver platter. He's fun, you're attracted to him, and you're too busy. Busyness is not a mark of success. Busyness is going to prevent you from finding your person. And this is a problem we have. We're so busy with our self-care rituals and our workouts and our work that we are missing opportunities for connection. And connection is the thing that's going to make us healthy, happy, and live a long time. We have to stop saying we're too busy to connect with good people.
Was she actually too busy? Like, or is she scared or something? Because I just don't understand that.
I literally think she thought she was too busy. And I was like, get your priorities straight. And so this is not even if you're looking for your person. I also see this with friendships. Friends where we put our friendships last. But actually, if we were having a hard moment or a health crisis, who do you want? Your support system and your friends. We have to start prioritizing the connections in our life, especially with good people. And so it made me angry because I thought this could be a great person for you.
Do you know what's really wild is had they met in a village 100 years ago, they'd be married.
Married,
They'd be
babies.
married. But I guarantee if you hadn't intervened in this situation and this wasn't, if you weren't sort of coercing them to hang around with each other, they'd never see each other again.
Yeah, and I said after the mics were off, I was like, go get him. Girl, go get him. And they did, and they sat in the bar and they chatted for the entire hour and they walked out together.
Yeah, they left together, I heard.
By the way, let's get some DAOC babies.
I
Let's
know,
get some
can you imagine?
babies. I will be an officiant at the wedding. We can do it together.
I imagine if they, but it's so, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. We were talking about it as a team. I was saying, one of the issues I think people have these days is we just have too many options.
Too many choices. Yeah, so
Too
jam
many
study.
fucking choices. Do you know the jam study?
Yeah. You have 20 jams on a table.
Yeah.
People will pick none because there's just too many. When there's only 3, people buy more.
Yeah.
Very simple.
And this is going on in dating at the moment. Do you know what it was? A friend of mine, we were having a debate actually in the room over there a couple of days ago. And they were saying to me, I just need to meet more guys. And I'm sat there thinking, your actual job is networking. Like you get paid to meet people. Yeah. You know more people than anyone I know.
Yeah.
I could say right now, I could say to this person, I need a chiropractor in Las Vegas. And this person should go, I know the guy.
Oh, wow.
So I was saying the issue might be that you know You have too many options.
Too much jam.
Too much jam.
Okay, so too many choices is one, but I also think like we're so accidentally, we become so obsessed with our morning routine, our evening routine, our rituals, our self-care. Self-care wasn't even a thing that we talked about when I was on social media 10 years ago. So what happens is I see rigidity. There's a new rigidity happening for both men and women, but a lot of women too, where, oh, I can't go on that date because I have to do my morning routine. I can't do that thing because I have to get my workout in. And I think that we are putting our connections in last place, when actually, if we want to know what's really good for our health and our longevity, it's our relationships. We get the most of the good chemicals, of the good happy laughs and the endorphins when we're with other people, and we keep putting it last.
You must meet people, though, that they've been on like 100 dates and they tell you that they just can't find the person. And you go 100 dates, like 100 years ago, you wouldn't even know 100 people.
Yeah.
And you'd be happily married.
Yes. Yes, I also think our checklists are getting in the way.
Checklist.
So many single people I know, they'll tell me they have a list. They have a list of things that they really want. When I met my husband, I did not have a list, but there was just a connection there. And even though we were very different on paper, it just worked. And so I think that when people have a checklist, it actually blinds them to seeing a connection right in front of their face.
Yeah.
And she said to me, I don't know if this is on camera or not, so hopefully it's okay if I share it, but she's like, I don't know if he's as career-oriented as I was like. That's really important to me. And I knew that was on her list. On her list, on her internal list, career is right up top. Now, they didn't even talk about career. So I said, well, did you even know what he does? Well, no.
So she was judging him based on his personality.
That's it. And it didn't check the list. And so what can happen on these dates is they become very conversationally transactional. What do you do? Check. Where are you from? Don't know. Check.
So you're trying to get through
You want
your list.
kids? So these checklists, I think, are creating a lot of rigidity. And then you add in the busyness trap, which is, I'm so successful, I'm so busy. Busy is not a mark of success.
So this kind of actually pulls us to another conversation you had in our fake date scenario.
Yeah.
If you click on the first link there with the gentleman whose name is
Tim.
Tim.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
it.
Tim.
I found it really fascinating watching you help Tim introduce his profession.
I love Tim. So Tim is my person, okay? Tim is my person. Like he. Let me tell you about Tim. So Tim is a code monkey / software engineer, which we'll watch that video in a second. He is highly technical. He's very kind. He loves what he does. And on the date, he was actually the only person of the 4 speed daters who showed warmth the entire time. And I didn't know. I even said to Jack, I was like, I think he's into her. And I asked him afterwards, I said, are you into her? And he said, no. And I was very impressed with him because he still showed warmth, congeniality, and kindness, even though he wasn't physically into her. And I was like, this is magic. I also think that Tim came across as a little bit nervous and a little bit awkward. And I was like, ooh, Tim, if we could just dial up your confidence and add that to your warmth, you are going to find your person. And so I loved Tim. We can watch his interaction.
The first clip of Tim there, I thought was fascinating.
All
yeah,
right.
that one there.
Okay, you're gonna have a great date. First, can I help you out with some advice?
Yeah.
Okay, so ignore the cameras completely.
Okay.
You're making great eye contact, which I love. She's probably gonna ask you, what do you do?
Okay.
What is your answer to that question?
I am a code monkey or a software engineer.
Okay, cool. So anytime I meet a software engineer, it's a good answer, but it's a conversational dead end.
Yeah.
Because unless I'm a software engineer, I don't know what to say. So I'm like, so what I want you to do is actually create a hook. Okay. So you're gonna say, so what kind of coding do you do?
I do a lot of back-end stuff. That's probably too much.
Nope, don't even know what that is. You have to think of a hook to give me so that you don't have this. What do you do? Software engineer. What do you do? Teacher. Because we have to have you can't say, I'm a software engineer. Do you like art?
Yeah.
We can't do that,
No.
right? How long have you been doing it? How about that?
I've been doing it for 5 to 6 years and been loving my team so far. So
Do you lead a team?
I hope to one day, but not right now.
But you love your team. Okay, so I think that could be your hook. So I think you could say, like, I'm a code monkey, aka a software engineer. The best part of my job is playing with code all day, but also like hanging out with my team.
Yes.
Then you're giving me a lot of hooks that I can then say next. Any body language questions for me? Your body language looks great. You're making eye contact. I love your visible hands.
Yeah.
You already watched my Steven interview.
Oh, sometimes.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So I think it's great. Mutual laughing is really good too.
Okay.
So like that's great. If you're ever nervous, just laugh.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna go really well. Okay, you got this.
Okay, so this is exactly what happens with highly competent folks is they have an answer to the question that's just the answer. That's not how good conversation works. Master communicators make it very easy for people to ask a follow-up question or to get hooked in. So whatever your answer is as a leader, you want to give people enough hook to be able to be like, oh, I want to know more about that. Software engineer didn't do that for Tim. Now her response to this question is terrible. Terrible. Did you see what happened in the date?
No.
Oh my goodness.
So, what do you do?
Cheers.
Cheers to you as well.
I am an AI consultant and I make tech content.
Oh, okay.
Yes, in the tech space.
In the tech space.
Yes.
Awesome.
What about you?
I am a code monkey. Or
Code monkey?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, software engineer. No, I love my job.
Tell them something good.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we love code monkeys.
Yeah, no.
I used to be a code monkey.
No way.
Yeah.
You used to,
For like 6 years, 7, maybe. Yeah.
did you like it?
I did, but I thought I liked it, and then I realized I didn't.
No way.
Yeah. It was like one of those things where after it's over, you're like, wait a second, I wasn't that happy.
Do you know, I have to say, I don't think he should call himself a code monkey.
Yeah, it's
Demeaning.
yeah, and also people don't know what it is really.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even really know what it was. I was like, what?
But it sounds kind of, her reaction was telling, she went, oh no.
I know, no. And so she says, oh no. So first of all, I said to her afterwards, why did you do that? If you disagree with someone, you can disagree with them, but then give them something else. So she was basically like, oh no. And then he's like, yeah, I love what I do.
Yeah, but I think he has responsibility there because he shouldn't describe himself as a monkey anything.
Yeah.
The minute you sound like you are like a involuntary slave to something against
Totally.
your will.
Totally.
If I said I was a podcast monkey, you wouldn't think, oh, amazing, I'm so happy for you, would you?
No. I'd be like weird.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the word monkey that they're adding makes it seem painful.
I think you're right. He came up with a better answer. And this is the takeaway for leaders is what question are you asked all the time? I know people in business are asked the same question all the time, either networking or in their business pitches. I always think this when I watch Dragon's Den or Shark Tank is like, you knew this question was coming. You want to have a really, really good answer. And so making sure that you're ready for the answer and the more stories you can use, the better, right? Like that's why I'm like, I want you to start that note in your phone of all the stories of all the different topics that come up is it's so important to have good answers with those questions that you know are coming your way.
What's a great answer then? Give me an example of a great answer. So if I'm the CEO of a media company, what's a great answer? If someone says, what do you do?
Yeah. I'm a CEO of a media company. So you want to start with clarity. So
Yeah.
what is it exactly you do? I don't like people who have like these crazy weird metaphors
Code
for
monkey.
right. So tell them what you do. I'm a CEO of a media company and we work with amazing clients like. So tell me who's the best client you worked for, the most interesting client you worked for, what's the most interesting project you worked for? Like tell me that story or tell me how you moonlight. So if your job is boring, be like, oh, I'm a CEO of a media company, but I garden on my free time. Like give me the side hustle so I can say, oh, what kind of media? Or tell me about the gardening. So give an interesting story about who it is you work for or give me a side hustle that's really interesting or passion.
And I heard you say that using the word because as a leader is important to getting people to come with you.
Humans need reasons. When there is a reason, even if it's a silly reason, it helps us feel more motivated. So it was a very, very silly study that was done that looked at this, where they had people go up to a copy machine in a library and ask, can I make copies? Now, everyone who's in the line for the copy machine has to make copies. They found that people who went up to the line to cut the line and said, excuse me, can I make some copies? They got rejected. They were like, no, dude, get in the back of the line. We're all making copies. But if someone said, excuse me, can I make copies? I really have to copy this. Like with a reason, people were more likely to let them cut, even though it was exactly the same thing as the first thing. The point of the study was to show that if you have a because, even if it's a silly because, people are more likely to do things for you. Now, I don't love this idea, but I think the important point for us is you want to know your why. That's why I said, tell people who you help. So if you're a CEO of a media company, who you help is your most interesting client. Or if you're a life coach, don't just say, I'm a life coach or I'm a consultant. I'm a life coach. I help women who really want to get their nutrition under control. Then I know who you work for. That's your why, and that gives someone a reason. Or, I really love to work with you. I think that I could really, really change your nutritional outlook and put you in more control of your nutrition. That because even though it's implied, even though I already heard it, it hooks someone in to go, if they have a why, I can buy into that why. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he did a very good job on that. However, he was very warm with her even though he wasn't into it. I thought that was very respectful.
How are either of them supposed to know if the other person is attracted to them?
Exactly. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. The number one thing that is causing loneliness is we are withholding our liking, both with friends and in romance. With all of these daters, none of them, 0%, showed any kind of obvious liking. How are we going to have babies? How are we going to have marriages if we're withholding our liking? How are we going to have friends if we don't know if someone likes us? I think we should be going around amplifying our likes to the people that we're with.
So how do I signal that I like someone, and how do I know if they like me?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so verbally, I think it's very easy, right? You can be very direct and be like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. So like my magic phrases, right? If someone is interesting, funny, likable, fun, say in that moment, this is so fun. Mm-hmm. This is so interesting. Being with you is always so interesting. So that's one way you can do it, is affirming the adjective that you're already feeling and saying it out loud. Right? Like, I think that Kendrick was very funny. And I actually said to him in our pre-interview, I was like, oh, you're really funny. That must be a double-edged sword.
He was the first guy.
The first guy, yeah. I said, you're really funny. And that made him feel really good. He was like, oh, yeah, I am. And I was like, I think that's good, but also probably it's harder to get depth. He's like, yes, that's true. So if someone is funny, interesting, delightful, a good conversationalist, tell them. That's the first thing. It's like, don't withhold that.
We don't tell people, do we?
Never.
We don't tell people. I was just thinking about a meeting I had last week, and I was thinking, God, if I'd started that meeting just by telling the person what I thought of them, a really positive thing, it would have completely probably made them feel good.
Yes.
Goes back to your point about giving them serotonin or...
And it makes you more likable. Like, we like people who like us. So the more obvious you are with your liking actually just makes you more likable. So affirming them, making sure that they know that you were thinking of them. So like, I was just thinking of you. I was so looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this all day. And then nonverbal liking. So for men, vocalizations, we love those. We love a triple nod. We love a head tilt. We love a lean. All of those, see? Oh, there was something funny that I read recently, which is women list humor as a number one trait they want in a man. Men don't care as much about humor in a woman. They want a woman who laughs at their jokes.
Of course.
Which I thought this was so good and so helpful. That for a man, yes, it's good if you can work on being funny, because women do like it. But if you're a woman, you actually don't have to be that funny. You just have to be willing to laugh. And that brings me back to liking. Being an easy laugher, like being ready to laugh, is one of the most likable, complimentary things you can do for someone else. That was good. Thank you. I like it. Is this real or not real? We like it. I like it.
You couldn't even tell.
Well, that's a very believable laugh. It was good. There's sometimes people will withhold their laughing, or they'll be like, oh, that's funny. Right? So being an easy laugher is also the fastest way to tell someone, I like you. When we laugh, we are absolutely showing we like someone.
Are we recording? 87% of people don't subscribe on the Clips channel.
Yeah.
Taking liberties. What? Just coming for free and then bouncing. What? 87%? 90% of people on the Clips channel don't subscribe.
What does that say?
So I've been doing all this for free. You've been consuming all these clips for free. Listen, we'll make a deal. I'm really going to make these clips amazing, and you're in the Clips algorithm on our show. So can I ask a favor? Please, can you hit the subscribe button? If you've watched more than one before, how about that? If you've watched more than one, first one free, buy one, get one free. The second one, I'm going to have to ask you to subscribe. If this is the first time you've seen a clip on this channel, move along. You don't need to subscribe. But if you've seen one before, please do me a favor, help a guy out, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much.